My wife forced me and our sons to give up meat so that we could support her new values and religion, but we want nothing to do with them, so when she went out of town for a weekend we loaded up on meat, and somehow she found out. I want to start by saying I, 38M, love my family and wife, 35F, and I have never been the type to do anything like this before. 12 months ago, my wife converted to a new religion, which included her giving up eating meat. The whole family, me and our 2 young boys, were supportive of this, and we held a vegetarian-only dinner that night as a little sign of support. Life continues for another 8 months basically unchanged. The boys and I eat meat, and my wife doesn't. However, things start to change around that 8 to 10 month marker, can't remember exactly. Basically, along with not eating meat, my wife now no longer wanted to be around it. This wasn't the only thing. Things continue to progress. Basically, my wife started to replace things in the house with substitutes. First, the pork in the house was swapped out for jackfruit, eggs were swapped out for substitutes like just egg, shirts were only bought from clean brands like plant-based clothing, and deodorants were swapped out for deodorant pills like Go Scentless. You get the idea. To say this was creating a rift would be an understatement, and eventually, I brought up to our wife that again, while we 100% support her in her decisions around these things, I didn't think it should change things for the boys and me, unless of course, they wanted it. Wife argued that her values have changed, and that being around some of this stuff was really hard for her, and wanted us to support her. For the next 2 to 3 months, the house was a place of pretty high tension. It had gotten so bad that the boys had friends bringing them meat from their houses since it was now completely gone from ours. Anyway, about a week ago my wife went away on a few day-long business trip, meaning I was watching the boys Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Basically, and I'm a bit ashamed to type this out, but the boys and I mostly ate meat, basically every chance we got. This was all fine and dandy, the boys and I had a great time, until my wife returned home, and it somehow slipped out what we had done. I have never seen her so disappointed in us. After putting the boys to bed we argued for hours about how I was setting a poor example for the boys, that I should respect the decisions made by my wife, even if they're tough and inconvenient. It's hard to argue back, because I can see her side, but it boils down simply to just I don't want to be vegetarian/vegan, and neither do the boys. Am I a jerk here? Update. I want to thank everyone again for your help. My wife and I sat down and read through most of the top comments, and it helped her see some of the stuff we were dealing with. After my/our post went crazy, me and the wife basically sat down and tried to talk everything out, using the comments as a guide. Some were pretty mean, though. After hours and hours of debating and about a week of going back and forth, the final place we came to was is somewhat hard to put it into written words, but basically, the boys should be able to live how they want, as they didn't make a decision to be part of this family, but I've, chosen to be part of this family, and be with my wife, and if I can't meet my wife and her values, I should decide if I actually want to continue to be a part of this family. So basically the boys are off the hook until they get a bit older and are able to make decisions at this level on their own, but in order to continue being with my wife, I need to sacrifice and meet her where her values are. I know Reddit doesn't want to hear this, but I'm willing to make a sacrifice like this too. 1. Keep my family together. 2. Allow the boys to have their freedom. When I wrote the original post, all I cared about was my boys' ability to choose their own lifestyle, whether that be the one we have or some crazy lifestyle that they want. And I think I've gotten us to that place now. I think we've finally found a path forward. Am I the jerk to myself for sacrificing at this level to keep my family together? Commenter. NTA for making the sacrifice. But this is the slope that you're starting on. She's going to need you to keep meeting her values. This argument is faulty. You didn't choose to part of this family. You made this family with her on terms you both agreed on. She unilaterally changed some of the terms and expects you to still abide by your original terms. That's not fair. You need to renegotiate if anything. As for you choosing to be part of the family, so did she. If her values aren't the same as yours, then she's the one choosing to not be in this relationship. Dude, you just let her gaslight you into thinking you're responsible for failing the relationship. So, in a way, you are the jerk for sucking everything down.